pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Give me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back.
The Dodgers dominate the Mets in Game 1 of the NLCS. They take a 1-0 series lead. We're breaking it all down next on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. And welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. Oh, I think Grimace was out to end the stream. I don't know if it was a salty Padres fan, but we are back and better than ever. So we're going to start this thing right from the top like we almost didn't do the last show. We're going to do this whole thing. We're going to give you all the takeaways. We're going to break it all down here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show, the #1 Dodgers postgame show in the game, the #1 Dodgers show on the internet. So be sure to break it down with us. We got Grimace, got Jack, we got the D-Mac is back. We are back, boys. Yeah, we are back. Let me know down below if we're back, if it's all good, because we have a lot to talk about, a lot to break down in this one, because this was a dominant performance from the Dodgers. This was a win that you built off the momentum after beating the Padres in Game 5. Jack Flaherty was excellent. Flaherty was outstanding for the Dodgers in this one. You had him coming out there and pitching in front of this Dodger Stadium crowd, in front of his mom, in front of his team that he had grown up loving, and he was great. He was fantastic in this one. Ends up going 7 innings. He had 7 innings, 7 scoreless innings. He had 6 strikeouts and 7 scoreless innings. It was the longest postseason start by a Dodgers pitcher since Max Scherzer in Game 3 of the 2021 NLDS. He's also the first Dodgers pitcher to pitch in the playoffs a 7 scoreless inning performance since Clayton Kershaw did it in Game 2 of the wild card series against the Brewers. So it's been a while since we've seen a Dodgers starting pitcher go this deep into a game. It's been a while since we've seen a Dodgers starting pitcher have this level of, I wouldn't call it dominance, but he was putting up zeros. I mean, he was great. I mean, he went out there and he was perfect through the first 3 innings of work that he had out there. And you look at this Dodgers pitching as a whole, we're talking about all-time greatness at this point. We're talking about a generational all-time run by Dodgers pitchers in this one, because now after tonight, you're at 33 consecutive scoreless innings. Dodgers pitchers have now combined to go 33 scoreless innings. That ties the longest postseason streak in Major League Baseball history. That ties the longest streak. So tomorrow, if they have a scoreless inning to start things off, they now have set a new record with 34 straight scoreless innings. Today, they matched the 1966 Orioles, which, by the way, that World Series was against the Dodgers, so definitely on the wrong side of history there. But tonight, I mean, you saw zeros all night long, and it was timely hitting by this Dodgers offense early on. You saw them step to the plate in big-time moments and take advantage fully on. They took advantage fully on in this one, and that's where it was definitely massive to see them do that in that situation. So, I mean, yeah, you got to love it. And the way this Dodgers team continued to perform in this one and set the tone and make a statement early on, it was huge. It was big. And that's where you wanted this team to be at in this one as well. So here we go. We got keep commenting down below in the comment section. Let's see here. 1 second here, guys. All right. Oh, yeah. Look at me. I'm just floating in outer space at this point. That's always fun. Give me a second here, guys. There we go. And we are back. We are all the way back here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show, celebrating a victory in Game 1. Jack Flaherty got the job done. Dodgers offense poured it on all night long. We're going to talk about Kike's deke, where he absolutely schooled Jesse Winker in this one. We'll talk about that one as well. So that was great stuff. That was great stuff to see him do that. But okay, now we're ready to go. Now we're ready to roll. Give me 1 second here, though, guys. All right, cool. There we go. And yeah, I think that was kind of the big takeaway, because early on in this one, kind of the big question was, what version of the Dodgers offense would we get? And that was answered in the very first inning. Mookie Betts draws a walk. Freddie Freeman gets a walk. Teoscar gets a walk. So you had back-to-back-to-back, 3 straight walks on Kodai Senga, and then Will Smith flies to center for the second out. So you have 2 outs up there, and you're afraid, okay, are we going to walk the bases loaded and not get anything from it? Max Muncy steps to the plate, a 2-1 count. He singles, that scores 2, and just like that, the Dodgers are up 2-0 early on.
The 2-1. Into center field, and the Dodgers cash in. Betts in to score. Freeman lumbering home. He'll score as well. 2-0 LA. Max Muncy delivers with 2 gone in the first. And Freddie Freeman out of gas. That ankle throb.
So that's what you feel good about. When this team can get out in front early on, that's when you know that, one, you're getting the pitcher some run support, and Jack Flaherty, he can kind of settle down. It's not in a tight game. Yes, it's just 2 runs, but still 2 runs felt like a lot today, because, I mean, you know that there was going to be more to come the way that Kodai Senga was pitching. It wasn't like you're going up against that Yu Darvish that we saw, or any of these dominant pitchers or anything like that, because Kodai Senga, he's coming back off an injury. The velocity was down. He just did not look great tonight for the New York Mets. And then you jump to the second inning, and the Dodgers continue to put some offense up. And it all starts with a Gavin Lux 5-pitch walk to start things off. Then Tommy Edman lays down the sacrifice. Lux gets to second, and you got a runner on second with Shohei Ohtani at the plate. And Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate. He wastes no time. He singled to right to score Gavin Lux, and that puts the Dodgers up 3-0 early on. And after that, you're looking for more run scoring, and you're looking for the pitching, can it back it up? And you certainly saw that tonight. You got 1 run on 1 hit there, and then top of the 3rd inning, a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Flaherty. And then I think one of the key moments of this game came there, and top of the 4th inning, Lindor, he walks. That was the first base run of the night for the New York Mets. He comes back, he strikes out Vientos, looking nasty, 4-seam fastball down the zone. Then Nimmo, he fouls to left. He fouls out for the second out. He walks Alonso, and you got runners on first and second. And then he comes back, he gets Starling Marte to fly out to right. So that was the first big situation for him, and you're at a 3-0 lead at that point, so you're feeling good about that. And then bottom of the 4th inning, Peterson into pitch, one of their better high leverage arms. And how does the inning start? More bottom of the lineup magic. Kike Hernandez, he singled to right to start things off. Then Gavin Lux, he hits a sacrifice to third to get Kike to second. So we saw the bottom of the lineup not only produce with singles, but also sacrifice to move runners across, to create these run producing opportunities. And then Tommy Edman, he singles to right to score Kike to make it 4-0 Dodgers. Brings up Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, 1-0 count. He singled to right. That scored Edman. And, yeah, now you're looking at a 5-0 lead at that point. So, yeah, that's definitely where you're at as a team. A 5-0 lead at home, coming off that Padres series, and then you're able to tack on another run a few batters later after Freddie Freeman gets a single to left to put the Dodgers up 6-0. So 3 runs on 4 hits, and then you take advantage of that error by Marte, and that gets Shohei Ohtani to second. So that's perfect for the Dodgers. You're winning, you're leading, you got enough run support, and it's all about, okay, now we're starting to look ahead at the pitching situation in Game 2. But the play that I want to talk about is the top of the 5th inning. The top of the 5th inning, it really just speaks to the baseball IQ of Kike Hernandez. It's not just the clutch home runs or the clutch hits. It's the versatility. He switched positions. He started at center. He ends up at second base later in this game. Gavin Lux left the game with an injury. We'll get an update on that. But top of the 5th inning, Jesse Winker gets the first hit of the night on Jack Flaherty, a single to right. That brings up Iglesias. And 2-2 count, Iglesias, he singles to center. And Jesse Winker, it looks like he's going to get from to third base, and you're feeling good about that if you're the Mets, but all of a sudden you get the best deke of the night by Kike Hernandez.
I mean, he got a great on this ball, and it's going to be an easy route to third.
And just look at that. I mean, he looks like he's going to throw to third, and then he just contorts his body and throws to second. It throws off Jesse Winker for just that few seconds of hesitation. He's caught no man's land, and they're able to get the lead runner, and they put an end to that inning. So, I mean, just a baseball IQ play of 2,000 right there for Kike Hernandez, and that was just the first out of the inning. So that's the first out of the inning. So if he doesn't make that play, look, it's a 6-0 game. This Mets team has shown the ability to come back late in games and score runs and have these big comeback wins. They got the grimace magic happening for that. Kike puts an end to that. You get the first out, then Jack Flaherty got Taylor to fly to right and Alvarez to line out to center. And then later in the game, you still put up zeros for the Dodgers. Daniel Hudson did a nice job in the 8th. You had the Dodgers continue to really flirt with some more runs, and then bottom of the 8th inning, the absolute wheels fell off for the Mets. Then the floodgates opened. Kike leadoff single to center. So another example, bottom of the lineup, passing the baton, getting to the top of the lineup, and then Kiermaier in the game, he grounded to a fielder's choice. Kike was safe at second on the error by Alonso. So not great defense for that Mets team today. Dodgers capitalized. They scored runs on all of the Mets errors in this one. And then Tommy Edman lines out. Then Ohtani draws a walk to set up Mookie Betts with the bases loaded. And 2-1 count, Mookie doubles to left. And that clears the bases. A 3-run double for Marcus Lynn Betts. That put the Dodgers up 9-0. And they are in cruise control. You get a blowout victory. Ben Casperius, shout out to Ben Casperius in this one. He goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 9th inning. The Dodgers get the win, 9-0. They take the NLCS Game 1. And you got Game 2, an afternoon game tomorrow. We'll see what they do. I said on the pregame show, I felt like if Jack Flaherty could go deep into this one, give them quality, and then you don't use your high leverage guys in stressful situations, that a bullpen game in Game 2 makes the most sense, because you have the 3 consecutive games right in a row, and you don't want to start that process in Game 3 where you're burning your high leverage guys, and you still have to get games 4 and 5 after that. So it makes a lot of sense. They're going to go with the bullpen game. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Ryan Brazier opener once again. And we saw how good this team has been. But what more can you say about, one, how they jumped on Kodai Senga? Kodai Senga, just the second time he had started since he's been back from that 60-day injured list. And they were hoping at 3 innings, maybe an efficient 4. He faced 10 batters, got just 4 outs. And he issued 4 walks. So I love the plate discipline like we saw in Game 5 against the Padres, trying to take more pitches, trying to work the count. They had the same approach against Kodai Senga in this one. And also, you get Shohei Ohtani with runners in scoring position. And Shohei Ohtani has shown the ability to take advantage of those situations and not have as much success when there's no runners on base. So it's good to see him come up in a big spot and put runs across. But, yeah, welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. After the Dodgers beat the Mets Game 1, they dominate the not-so-mighty Mets in Game 1 of the NLCS. So welcome. We got get Barnesy some ABs, give Smitty a breather from Brianna S. We got Rosemary Rodriguez. Mets fan said Peterson was unhittable. Yeah, we're for sure. We got here we go. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Give me 1 second here, guys. Yeah, keep firing away in the comment section. 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Get the chat up here. There we go. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, really, that's the kind of the biggest takeaway in that one is, look, I mean, you know that Padres pitching and the stress of that series in general was going to impact the offense at one point. tonight it was, okay, first opportunity against a pitcher that had to have felt like a big drop-off going from Yu Darvish to a Kodai Senga that didn't look like he was anywhere near being at his best. We got I was afraid of 22 repeat, beat the Padres as we should have. So then I worried about a 21 repeat. Nope, thorough thrashing. This is a new year, new Dodgers team, 14 Habibs. Yeah, look, what did I say? Look, I mean, forget what happened last year. Forget what happened the year before that. Both those teams didn't have Shohei Ohtani, right? Both those teams didn't have Teoscar Hernandez. Both those teams didn't have Jack Flaherty, right? This is a new version of the Los Angeles Dodgers, a new chapter for Los Angeles Dodgers, and we saw that in Game 5. Look, previous iterations of this team would not have won the series against the Padres. This is a different team. It was on display tonight. It was on display in the Padres series, and there was just a situational, a level of urgency, a level of situational urgency early on that I think was the number one biggest reason why they won. I think Jack Flaherty gets the Dodgers dog of the game.
Dodger dog of the game.
But they did not step to the plate early on and capitalize when they had runners in scoring position. And it's so pivotal. The Dodgers 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position on the night. And that alone puts you in a great spot to run away with the win like they did. Because this is a team that's capable of absolutely going for the jugular and stepping on the gas and not letting up. And you saw that tonight. We got Let's Go Dodgers from Defend the Soul. Mookie with the bro hug on Freddie. And as Chris Taylor should only come in with a 9-run lead. Tina Guzman, 1 game at a time, job's not finished. Yeah, I mean, look, that's the mentality. You got 7 wins you need to get before you win a World Series. But let's be honest here. I don't know about you guys, but this is the most confident I've ever been in a Dodgers team in a championship series, right? 2017, I mean, that Cubs series after Justin Turner gets the game winner off of Lackey in Game 2, you felt good about that. But 2018, that team, yeah, they were hit or miss. They were able to get Game 7 on the road. 2020, you come back on the Braves squad in a 3-1 deficit. And then you look at 2021, you had the dead arm of Max Scherzer. The pitching staff was out of gas. But this is the most confident I've been in a Dodgers team since that 2017 team. Because that 2020 team, I mean, their backs were against the wall a lot of times. You had some tightrope acts. And then thankfully they were able to come through and win that World Series at the end of the day. But before then, there was a lot of sweat and bullets leading up to that World Series. But the 2017 team was a lot of confidence throughout. And that's the same vibe times basically 50 with this team, because this team is superior when it comes to their overall talent level. And that's why I had the Dodgers in 5 in this series. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you think the Dodgers are going to sweep? Do you think it's going to be the Dodgers in 5? I mean, it's a whole new game, but you look at, too, the fact that not only are they scoring runs, not only is the bullpen dominant, but now you have a starting pitcher in Jack Flaherty where you could say, well, one, depending on how long this series goes, he's going to get 2 starts. You feel good about that. You're going to need him to start in the World Series multiple times as well. And look, I mean, you look at this group, I mean, it's just incredible the success that they've had. I mean, tonight, before he issued the walk, and you look at a point where the Dodgers team, they had a streak where they were at 28 consecutive batters retired. That goes all the way back to the NLDS. And Flaherty did give those 2 walks in the 4th inning. He did give a pair of singles there in the 5th inning. But thankfully, Jesse Winker, who hit the first of those base hits, he got caught in between 2nd and 3rd because of a baseball IQ times 1,000 play by the great Kike Hernandez. Just a great deke by him in that situation. And at that point, you're looking at a 6-run lead. Mookie Betts gets the 3-run double late in this one. But yeah, another big takeaway, the versatility of Kike Hernandez. I mean, he starts in center field, moves to second base in the 7th inning, third base by the 8th inning, and he's the only Dodgers player to play 3 positions in a postseason game in the same game. I mean, you add the fact, too, he had a couple hits that led to runs as well. Keektober is real. And another streak that ended tonight, which you didn't like, was Shohei Ohtani. He got caught trying to steal second there in the 2nd inning. It's the first time that he had been caught stealing since July 22nd. He had stolen 36 consecutive bases before that. But think about this. Since the third inning of Game 3 of the NLDS against the Padres, the Dodgers have scored the last 23 runs in a row in their games in that stretch. That is complete dominance as far as pitching goes and hitting goes. This team is on fire right now, and this team looks like they're going to go on to win this series and have a great chance to win the World Series. Loving Brazier as an opener, AC/DC freak. Free Tortas at D-Max pad. Yeah, do a little Torta giveaway here. Fangraphs projects the Dodgers in 6 games from soft 12-1. You know, I love me some Fangraphs, so I appreciate that. We got start Nat Game 2. Torta lives matter. Come on now. Jay Bullet C. If you ever feel useless, just remember that CT3 plays on our team and might. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Leave Chris Taylor alone, okay? Just come on now. Jonathan Robles, Doug, just imagine all our starting pitchers were healthy. Wow, it would be a scary October for any other team. Oscar Lopez, we are back and ready to roll. Flaherty listening to Big Papi. Alex, Freddie's ankle falling apart and he's still going. He's sick. He's great. That's right, D-Max South 12-1. Can't be complacent from Jan Soph. People thought Padres were going to win when they had that huge game against us. Got to keep going. Just 1-3 more on Dodger Dogs. Woof, woof. Oscar Ortiz, 33 and counting, baby. Our pitching staff has been incredible, and we were wondering if our pitching was going to be held. But, man, this is something that we was not expecting. Yeah, isn't that wild? A week ago, the narrative of the conversation was the Dodgers don't have enough pitching. And just a couple of days after that, the Dodgers are an inning away from tying the record, from setting a new record for most consecutive scoreless innings in the postseason. They tied the record today. They tied the 1966 Baltimore Orioles at 33. Tomorrow, they could break that. So, yeah, unbelievable. I mean, by the way, little boy on YouTube, I got to go to work tomorrow. Stupid early game. Hey, man, Colin's sick. The productivity around LA tomorrow is going to be an all-time low, okay? Well, I got your form. I'll write a note for you, man. You can't come in, okay? We need your support. Avery, Scanian, D-Mac, if we win the World Series, we got to have a tour to stream. Dodgers World Series are bust. We got Leonardo Avina loving the defensive subs from Dave Roberts. Yeah, I mean, the defensive substitutions, that's why having Kevin Kiermaier on this team is such a major plus. You saw the play he made, and you look in Game 5, you had Andy Pajes in center field in a 2-0 game. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night. That's the kind of stuff that wakes me up in a cold sweat at 3:30 in the morning. Now you have a defensive substitution in Kevin Kiermaier, who, in my opinion, is the best defensive outfielder to ever put on a Dodgers uniform. That's how good he is. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's a 10-plus defensive run save. So there's no doubt about it. It's huge what he's able to do for sure. So got a lot of people in the comments. Tina Guzman, what is up with Gavin Lux? So Gavin Lux did leave the game with a hip flexor injury. It was reported during the game that it was tightened up, but Dave Roberts said after the game that he expects him to be available tomorrow. But like we talked about in the pregame show, one thing that I threw out there was that, hey, you got a left-handed starter in Sean Manaea. We could see a situation where you have Gavin Lux off the bench. That way you have a left-handed batter going against potentially a righty if you need him later in the game. And then you have a situation where you have Kike Hernandez still in the game at second as well at center. He's going to be in this game no matter what. But Dave Roberts did say that Lux might not get the start tomorrow because you got a lefty on the mound. So, yeah, that's going to be huge. That's going to be a situation where Andy Pajes is hitting over 900 OPS. He has an over 900 OPS against lefties this season, and he's been great against southpaws. Even during his stretches where he was struggling, Andy Pajes was still hitting against lefties. So would it not be surprised tomorrow to see Andy Pajes starting in center and Kike Hernandez at second? So if you've been watching the show for months, that's a possibility we've been talking about for months now, and I think we might see it tomorrow because it makes a lot of sense. So that definitely is probably the plan. Biggest difference this year, Eagles clutch hits after some scares Mays over there. We got Diego Torres. If they take the game tomorrow without allowing runs, yes, they'll sweep. Angelo Balin, Astros can't win without trash cans. That's why they got swept this postseason. A sweep would actually be 4, LA in 5. I got gentleman sweep. You got to have a nice little gentleman sweep, but I would certainly take a sweep. There's no doubt about that as well. I mean, that would definitely be the definite the plus in that situation, because you want as much gas in this bullpen's tank moving forward, and hopefully you get a tight series in the American League. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves for sure. That definitely is it can still look. We know that tomorrow could be something crazy, and all of a sudden we're panicking. So it's not like let's make sure we're not getting too ahead of ourselves, because yes, this team looked dominant, but that Mets team, they're gritty for sure. That Mets team, they're not going to go down without a fight. And you're in LA. It's the first game of the series. Jack Flaherty was out there having a ton of success. So yeah, I wouldn't completely rule out a good game tomorrow, a close game. But just a reminder that today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Take a swing at Pick'em this baseball season on Underdog. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. I personally had a great time on Underdog so far this year, and it's really simple to use. And take a look at stats and projections for my favorite players. This week, I'm taking higher than 207.5 passing yards on Josh Allen. I need Josh Allen to go off tomorrow in a big fantasy battle. Need at least 4 tutties from Allen. And higher than 54.5 rushing yards on Breece Hall. Underdog is super easy to play, and it's even easier to get started. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code DNP, and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code DNP to claim your new customer special of a mystery player pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Are you concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. So, yeah, definitely all that cool stuff. So, yeah, check out Underdog Fantasy. Also, get geared up for the postseason. If you haven't yet, pick up one of our newest T-shirts. We just dropped these a couple days ago. If you're a fan of Dodger baseball, if you're a true fan of Dodger baseball, you recognize those 3 trees as the 3 sisters that you see above the Dodgers bullpen. You see the iconic Dodgers awning there with the crinkle. I mean, this is a fresh tee. You got the big logo on the back. You got a small version on the front. You got the Dodger blue. You got a black version. So head over to gearup.la to buy one of these for the postseason, or one of our other awesome fire T-shirts as well. But back to the comment section. Keep it moving here on the official Dodgers post-game after party. We got D-Mac bring out Shuey Ohtani. Maybe let's get a walk-off. I mean, I can't just do the Shuey every show, okay? No Shuey Ohtani. The next show, hey, big moment, though. We could have one. I'll tell you that one. I'll tell you that much. We got Shuey Ohtani. We got Alimony Martinez. Me need to offer Teo and Flaherty contracts should be a priority. So that's one thing I said earlier today, which was one of my big takeaways from the Gavin Stone injury, is that does this increase the chances of Jack Flaherty coming back and re-signing with the Dodgers? I certainly hope that is something they explore. He's putting himself in a really nice position to go out there and sign a pretty lucrative multi-year deal, right? I mean, he went to Detroit to sign a bet-on-yourself deal, and he did that, and he's had success with that. He's gone to a franchise where you got eyeballs from other GMs around Major League Baseball. They're seeing the success that he's having with the Dodgers, and tonight he looked like a frontline starter. He had frontline starter vibes to him, not just the feel and the presence on the mound, but the results were certainly there. I mean, you're talking about a Mets team that was scoring a ton of runs and scoring meaningful runs, and he made light work of them. He went 7 innings, had 6 strikeouts. The walks were there, but just gave up 2 hits. 2 hits against this good Mets team, and threw 98 pitches, 59 for strikes. I would definitely consider bringing Jack Flaherty back on a 3-4 year deal possibly, and then Walker Buehler potentially on a 1-year prove-it deal. But certainly would love to see Jack Flaherty back. I think at this point, Teoscar Hernandez, look, I've been saying it for years now, all the Super Chat money is going to a Teoscar Hernandez extension. We're going to put that money in an envelope and hand deliver it to Mr. Andrew Freeman himself. But yeah, here got some more Super Chats. A $2 one from Turd War. They can't stop us. Darren Poppleton, don't forget to mention how well Will is calling games too. D-Mac needs to give himself more credit for these pitching performances. That's a $6.99 Super Chat. Will Smith has done a tremendous job, and he deserves a lot of credit. He's been calling great games. And look, the offense has been there too. Get the big 2-run home run there in Game 4. But the sequencing has been great for 3 games now. And you're seeing these Dodgers pitchers continue to throw strikes in the zone, and you're getting the best version of the pitchers that are on the mound. And I think that anytime you have a bullpen piece, anytime, I think today you had an elite mound visit there from from Mark Pryor and Will Smith there when you had runners on first and second, and Starling Marte at the plate with an opportunity to get right back in this one. I thought that was one of the best mid-mound visits that we've seen in a while. I mean, Lindor walked, Vientos struck out him swinging, and Alonso walked a couple batters later. And then what happened? Just like that, Mark Pryor is coming out, he's talking to Jack Flaherty, he's selling him down, and what does he do? He gets Marte to fly out in 2 pitches. So that was very effective. But yeah, I mean, Will Smith's done a fantastic job, and he's improved that aspect of his game for years now. And I've talked to Will Smith a couple times about this, and the thing that he tells me is that you really have to read swings. And when you're reading swings behind the dish and you're seeing what batters are offering at, that's when you know what it's time to call for a different pitch, right? And tonight, he had the slider working for him. He had the curveball working for him, but it was the fastballs on the corners that was his most effective pitch, and that's what you saw Will Smith going to in big spots tonight. We got to Anthony King. I don't want to hear talk of a sweep. 1 game at a time. Job's not finished. There you go. Get us back to our senses right there. That absolutely has to be the mindset right there. 1 game at a time, 1 pitch, and 1 inning at a time. And, yeah, I mean, Grimace, who, yeah, by the way, Grimace out there trying to end our streams. I see you. I see you, Grimace. Okay, by the way, In-N-Out clears McDonald's easily, so let's not get into that one. But it's just weird because, I don't know about you guys, but was that the least stressful Dodgers postseason game that we've seen in a long time? I mean, it's been a while since we've seen a postseason game like that hasn't been stressful. So, yeah, it's definitely a rare occurrence to kind of make it through that like that. And thankfully, hopefully we'll see more of this. I think we were kind of owed one after Game 5, but today was certainly the least stressful that we've been in a long, long time. So, yeah, here we go. We got as long as the Dodgers don't beat themselves, they should be fine. They got to win tomorrow. We got 9-0. That 1 game sends a statement. 42 is coming. Jack Flaherty, player of the game, saving the bullpen. Thoughts on how Dave Roberts has managed October so far? I mean, it's been a masterclass by Dave Roberts. I think the first thing that comes to mind was Dave Roberts saying that he used the Manny Machado throwing the balls in the dugout as a diversion tactic. And that shows you that he's playing 4D chess out there, right? That shows you that he is above and beyond where he's been in the past, because he knew that he had to dig deep. He knew that he had to inspire these guys and had to give them that extra edge. And then look, it's been right button pushed. It's been right lever pulled for the last couple of games. And hopefully this is the Dave Roberts that we're getting for the rest of the postseason. So he's been fantastic, and this team is clearly playing the best baseball of any team in the postseason right now. So we get to D-Mac for head coach Roberts watching the show for your coaching strategy. You know, we'll see. I mean, definitely possible. We got a very relaxed game, smoked a stogie by the 5th inning. Instead of the must-win concept, we must win tomorrow. Chris Taylor made contact. That's from Allen. We got... here we go. Damn, we need D-Mac. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with this. Going to have to really revisit this for Game 3. But here we go. We got I was kicked back at the doc putting on a clinic. Really, I mean, you're not seeing as many fire Dave Roberts Dave Roberts' comments in the chat, right? That hasn't been the case. So I haven't seen one of those in quite some time. So it definitely shows that it is getting a lot better, and we're not seeing what we saw for so many years. You haven't seen that one move. So hopefully they keep it up, because I'm telling you, Dave Roberts wins this time around, and he's got this job as long as he wants it. So that definitely is a major incentive for him to go out there and win. I think he needs a new contract as well. But, yep, guys, keep it moving down below in the comments section. We got Let's Go Doc, Let's Go Dodgers, one game at a time. I love it. Blue Heaven, Hot Dodgers. We got D-Mac streaming that. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Let me figure this out. I think it's time for a new comp here pretty soon. Here we go. We got YBD. Where are the Padres fans? For sure. Here we go. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. We got Dave Roberts, the Hall of Fame manager, for sure. But, yep, guys, keep it moving in the chat. 1 second here. There we go. Hire Dave Roberts. Yeah, that's the fire Dave up. There you go. D-Mac, we need to see, give the people what they want. We got, can't read all these, for sure. We got a Doc's been in his bag all season, if we're going to be fair about it, Anthony Keene. Yeah, I mean, you took a team that had the most days spent on the IL, and you went out there and you finished with the best record in baseball. So certainly that is a major plus when you're able to accomplish that. And look, the truth of the matter is, this is a guy that goes out there and instills confidence in his players, and everyone talks about it. I thought what really stood out to me was Mookie Betts after the win, talking about Dave Roberts and how that people don't see what he does behind closed doors, and when players are going through tough times, how big of an impact that has on him. So, yeah, there's no doubt about it that Dave Roberts had a major impact on this team. We got Adam A18. Dodgers have never had a bullpen this good. We got Jonathan Robles, one game at a time. Yes, I was not stressed from Rosemary Rodriguez. Signed Flaherty, too. Surprised to see another shutout game. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, 33 scoreless innings in a row. It's just something we've never experienced before, this level of dominance. And it's not just in the beginning of a series. It's not in the middle of a series. It was the most important part of a series and the beginning of the most important series that they're in right now. So, yeah, it couldn't have happened at a better time, or else the Dodgers, their season could be over. So it was out of necessity, and they got it when they needed it. So that absolutely is one of the things that you have to talk about as a major storyline is the dominance of the bullpen. Now, you don't have Alex Vesia, and Alex Vesia is out. Brent Honeywell is in. That's why it's really key for the Dodgers to get carried by their offense and ride that offense. I mean, give me 9 runs, and it doesn't matter what kind of bullpen you have. There's a good chance you're going to win, right? So I think this Dodgers team knows that, and the focus has to be, look, as good as the bullpen is, it's unrealistic. It's not a sustainable pattern to think you can ride this bullpen and have multiple bullpen games in the course of a 7-game series and then think that they're going to have a lot left in the tank to go against a Guardians team or a Yankees team. It's not realistic. So that's why I think it's pivotal to make a short series of this, okay? There's no reason why the Dodgers can't go up 2-0 tomorrow, and in games 3, 4, and 5, you're going to get the 1 start from Yamamoto. You're going to get a start from Walker Buehler. So Buehler, if it weren't for that terrible defense by Miguel Rojas and that bad decision, and Manny Machado leaning to the baseline like that, I mean, he could have given up 3 runs in 5 innings, and if the offense had shown up like they have been in games 1 of this series and game 4 of the NLDS, that you can give run support and get some quality out of him. So, yeah, at some point, one of these bullpen guys, they're probably going to have an off night, right? I mean, so that's why you make light work of this series and you take full advantage. So, yeah, I definitely think it's a great point. Grimace looks like Grimace. Must win tomorrow. Least stressful Dodgers game I've seen lately, period. Yeah, I mean, it really was, man. Kodai Senga early on not having success with those 4 walks, and they got the pitch count up. That was the biggest thing, too. I mean, in the first inning, you get the 2 runs, but you also make them throw 23 pitches, and you get right into that Mets bullpen. Dodgers in 5. Rojas is a keystone. Matthew Vasquez you're talking about the Guardians. My dad is a Guardians fan. He knows the Dodgers would smoke them. Look, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where the best version of this team, when they're playing up to their capabilities, it's about just them versus the Dodgers, right? That's what Max Muncy likes to say. And I do think that against his Mets team, that's the case. Against the Yankees team, that's a lineup that's going to present some possible challenges as well the Guardians one. But let's not look ahead. So let's stay the course and let's get this win tomorrow. BT Faust, it was over so fast. Carl Buehler is the weak link, so be careful with him. I mean, I think that's definitely based on the results, the fact that you're not seeing very much swing and miss and he's not striking guys out, yeah, I mean, that's a fair assessment of Walker Buehler for sure. David Sabatini, D-Mac is talking to true Dodgers people. Mookie, 10 for 32 with 3 home runs versus Manaea. Clayton Lockhart, who'd have thunk we would be praising our bullpen for being lights out? Yeah, exactly, right? And they certainly have been. Just go ahead and give us the World Series win. OMG equals Ohtani momentum gaining. I like that. Got the Dodgers and the Mets with the OMG thing happening. But Justin Sutterfield, hashtag win for Vin. I like that right there. We got need to keep letting the starters go if they are rolling. Save the pen. Ohtani from Steve Schmidt. Love that one right there. But yep, the Dodgers bats came through. Flaherty was absolutely outstanding. He was terrific in his start. The bullpen, more of the same. And the Dodgers get that Game 1 victory. The biggest question now is, what do they do in Game 2? I think it's pretty obvious. I said it before the game that if Flaherty went out there and got a big start and went deep into this one, you'd probably see the bullpen in Game 2. And Dave Roberts has already confirmed that. It's going to be a bullpen game for the Dodgers tomorrow. So that's definitely going to be the plan. But here we go. Let's see. We got the Dodgers take Game 1, 9-0. They lead the NLCS 1-0. And the big takeaway today, a 33 consecutive scoreless innings is something to feel great about. And the Kike Deke, I think, is my favorite play of the game. So, yep, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Let's do a good bunch of comments on the way out, though. We got In-N-Out served at Dodger Stadium, D-Chat. Donut, fire Dave Roberts is an easy way to identify who's not a real fan and who's not. D-Mac, got to let that Pentium 3 go. How do we match up tomorrow? That's from Edwin. Well, stay tuned for the pregame show tomorrow. When D-Mac went down, I watched the popular Met streamer. They're crapping their pants. That's from C.R. Dudley. Doug, let's see who the next man up to step up. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, it was a team victory. It was a team victory from top to bottom in this one. And that's something that you really have to commend the team for, because everyone has shown up. I mean, look at the box score. Ohtani 2 for 4. Betts goes 1 for 4. Had the bases clearing double late in this one. 3 RBIs for Betts. Freddie goes 2 for 3 with the walk. Teoscar goes 0 for 3, but had 2 walks. Will Smith goes 0 for 3, but had a walk. Muncy goes 1 for 4, got the Dodgers' first 2 runs of the game with an RBI single in the bottom of the first inning. Kike goes 2 for 4, sets up some runs. Lux went 0 for 1, but did draw a key walk there that set up a run for the Ohtani RBI. Then Edman goes 1 for 3. So only Dodgers that had a plate appearance and didn't get a hit were Chris Taylor and Kevin Kiermaier. At that point of the game, you've already absolutely dominated this one. You put up 9 runs against this Mets team, so you feel good about that. And then you got a Dodgers pitching staff that held this Mets lineup to 3 hits. 3 hits. They went, I mean, they were just doing nothing all game long. You look at the Mets offense, they were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, just not any opportunities. I mean, we are seeing all-time greatness from this Dodgers bullpen, Dodgers pitching tonight. And I think the biggest number one takeaway is the number one takeaway that you're going to, if you want to take something from this game. By the way, thanks for that 199 super chat from Abstract. Appreciate it. D-Mac, my Puig jersey is still undefeated. Yeah, they keep wearing them. Is that Jack Flaherty looks like a guy that can give you big starts in the postseason. That was not necessarily the big takeaway after Game 2. That's certainly clear after Game 1 of the NLCS, is that you can get ace-like performance from Jack Flaherty in the postseason, and that's going to go a long way, because let's not forget, you don't have Glass now, you don't have Gavin Stone, you don't have Clayton Kershaw, Bobby Miller didn't work out, you don't have Tony Gonsolin, right? You're limited from your starters. That's why you're going with the bullpen game in game 2. But now we know we got a Yamamoto that looked great in game 5 against the Padres, and you have Jack Flaherty who looked great tonight against the NLCS, against the Mets in the NLCS. So you have 2 guys that you can lean on as frontline starting pitchers. So that's the biggest development. We know that this team can hit. We know they're going to be able to hit at some point, and they've shown that. They showed that in Game 4, and they showed that tonight, guys. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Pretty much an hour and 20 minutes for both shows combined, but we'll figure out what these issues are with the internet, and we will definitely have a smoother stream after the Game 2 win tomorrow. But that's going to do it. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure